I am Carol, the owner and creator behind CarolJo's. I don't know what I did with my tablet, so I won't have my backup account for TikTok. Sorry, everybody. I literally do not know where I put my tablet. I'm like dumbfounded. I was using it earlier. I might have it downstairs in the kitchen when I was eating lunch. I was watching something. That might be where it's at. But so just let y'all know, I will not have a backup account to see comments when we go down. Today, we are going to be doing a tutorial. So we do different things each time we come live. We will do chats, and that is where we talk about jewelry making. You can ask all types of questions. We as a community answer and have fun and just learn and grow. You can be about jewelry or about running your small business. We also do lives where we call them makers meetups. Those are where you can join me live, show us what you've been working on. We have a very casual conversation about whatever we want to talk about type scenario. We also do events. Hi there, Geraldine. Events are where we will have items up for claiming, and you can claim to add to your bead collection. We will have one of those tonight at 7 p.m. Central. Of all things, you guys, this live event doesn't have a glass bead in it. I have like 30 items, but 2 of them are like different, or 3 of them have different things of the same. So we have different colors available, that type of thing. So it just made it that I didn't need to bring any glass beads to it. We're going to have, I've got it sitting right next to me, so I'll tell you what we got. We have 8 different pendants, those cat ones. We have some of those resin earrings. They're like for sensitive ears. We also have an earring, and it is called a swivel. And I figured out how you, or a swiv, it's a swiv, that's what it is. And we're going to show you how you can use those. I'm not going to show you, but I'll explain how you can use them when we have those tonight. Once I figured out what they were, I was like, oh my Lord, this is so cool. We have a couple different natural beads, those bells, or the where you shake it and you can hear the bell inside. We have 16 millimeter in those, and we've got like 7 different colors. And we have a polymer clay and 2 gorgonias. Hi, Murda. So we have lots of different things today. Hi, Monica. If I did not say hi, I just didn't see the comment because everybody is sharing, and it makes it go by really quick over here on TikTok. I am live on 2 different devices, just to let y'all know. If you could, go ahead and on that arrow here on TikTok, go in there. You can add it to your stories. You can repost. You can share it with who you would like. Go ahead and do that. That helps us get out to the FYP and our community grows. You can also share out here on the tube too. If you would like to do that, go for it. So that is how we share. Once we get 10,000 likes, then we will start doing giveaways. The likes are over here on TikTok. All right, everybody. We have a tutorial today. So that's another thing that we do. We are going to make a Lariat inspired necklace. And what it is, I got it completed now, and it sits on the bust correctly, or the neck, whatever you want to call this. Whoops, you were a little bit, there we go. We have here some chain that goes through down to here. Hi, Ashley over there, thank you. And it's going through this circle. This circle could be any shape you want it to be. It could be smaller, bigger. You just need to get your chain to go through it. So you can have it small enough that it blends in with the necklace chain, or you can have it larger and make it a statement. That doesn't matter what size you use here, just whatever you have available. This is actually a jump ring. It is one of those textured jump rings that we've had in the past, but this is a jump ring. Then you just need a few beads. I put one here at the bottom, and I'm going to tell you some details about what you want to select for this part. Then we have the beads in up the sides. We have here a total of 9 beads is what we used for this. On the back here, we just used a lobster claw clasp and 2 6mm split rings. So that's the supplies that you will need if you're going to make it like this. If you want these to be bigger and have less chain, you can. And you just have to know how many beads you want to put on each one of the links. You can use eye pins, you can use head pins, or you could use the wire. If you wanted to have that look that makes those go in and you can't see them, Stacy here on TikTok has done that tutorial. We've done it again here after she had done it, so that you have it floating. You can do that with this. It's all in what you want to do. I'm going to teach you how to do it with eye pins today and give you some pointers on how to use eye pins when you're making this. If you want to make it longer and make it over the head, you sure can, Nordic Luna. You don't have to have the clasp in there. So yes, so that is, thank you. I'm going to do this. Yep, we're both on that one. So that is what you need for supplies. Tools, it depends on what techniques you're going to use. I'm going to use the eye pins today. So because of that, I need round nose pliers. Hi, Lola. I will need 2 of the chain nose pliers, a flush cutter. That's what it is. And then for the clasp, I use the split ring opener pliers. It is so dusty in here with all of opening things, so I am constantly feeling like I've got dust in my nose. So if you see me do this, it's just because we have dust from opening those boxes. So that is what you need for tools. You also are going to need chain. I got my favorite chain. You can use whatever style of chain you want. You can even take, as long as your wire or your head pin or eye pin fits through the link, you can use small ones if you want it. They are out there now. They were running low and I got them in. So they are out there. This tool is out there now. There's probably 10 of them now. I think we were empty before. So she over here, on TikTok, they were asking if we were going to get the split ring opener tool on the studio, and they are out there now. All right. Now, I'm going to give you some information before we start designing so that you can like marinate in your mind. I can do that. Let me write it down though, because I will forget. There we go. It's down on my paper. All right, you're welcome. One thing I'm going to tell you, this bead here, you don't want it to be very heavy, but you want it to have a little bit of weight. The reason being is if you would make this like full here of like a dangle, it's going to pull this chain down and you're going to have this look going on. So what you want to do is make sure that you use a chain that, or a bead that gives you, so you could use the Gorgonias on there and get some really cool looking. Hey, maybe I'll go grab some Gorgonias to do our example for today. I'm going to do that. You could use the Gorgonias. You just need something. Yep, you can do a charm. You can do whatever you want. Just don't make it very heavy or you're going to pull that chain down. Okay. Here, you guys are not going to believe it. I actually just eyeballed it. I did not count the links between them. I eyeballed it on a ruler. And it turned out okay. I'm not going to say it's 100% perfect because this will move. So it doesn't have to be 100% like the exact same amount between. You can move these in between here and here and not have the same size. It does not need to be symmetrical. That's up to you if you want it that way. So just letting you know. There was one other thing I wanted to say, and it went out of my brain. I'll think about it while we are making it. If I remember it, I will let you know. If you don't want this to move on you, you could take this piece and attach it to the jump ring, and then put this piece as down from the jump ring. You can do that. It gives you more of a Y look than the Lariat look, because this is not supposed to be a Y. It's supposed to be a little bit off. Can we do random sizes for today's example to see how it looks? Yep. And we've got, are you talking random between here and here? I'm just asking you, Nordic Luna. I just want to make sure I'm understanding your random, because I've got different size beads even. Okay, yep, we can do that. We will do that. So you guys, you have to understand, me not having it exactly and eyeballing it is not my norm at all. But I'm going to go grab some gorgonias. They're over on my desk. So just give me a moment. Let me grab them. I don't know what kind of gorgonias I want, so I'm just going to grab a few containers. So give me a moment. Well, that's a problem. There we go. One of my containers, the lid was trying to come off. And that's going to pose a problem if my lid comes off of my container. All right, everybody. We got gorgonias now. While I am pointed down, if you heard me at the very beginning, yep, then we can start using our gorgonias. Okay, we will show you. I won't be able to see the comments when we go down because I do not have my iPad up here. All right, so if I don't answer the question when we go up, ask it again. They are sacred, but we gotta, I gotta get to the point that I'm like, it's okay to use them. So that's why we're gonna use them today. All right. We're going to first start with picking out the color of gorgonias. I'm thinking I want to have winter colors, like our green that we've had as a possibility. Ooh, the autumn. Let's see what else. Here is a sneak peek. I'm trying to show y'all. It's yellow and blue. Tropical Splash. Sneak peek. Sneak peek on the other one. It is amethyst. Those are the sneak peeks for tonight. I didn't pick gorgonias for that. It just happened to be that we've got those right here. I wonder if that one, no, I don't like that one. Trying to see what other colors we have in here. Ooh, that's cool. Nope, that's not the same. I need another one of those, but I don't know if I have another one. No, but that's cool. Here, we do have another. Whoop, nope. But we have two of those. No, we don't. Yes, we do. Okay. We got those. And we can go with different sizes, different shapes. I'm just going to grab those and see what we can come up with. I don't, the reason why these are mixed, I don't mix mine, to tell you, Trisha, is because those are what are at the end of a bag when I am getting them ready for our lives. I don't know if I want to mix cat eye. I don't know. I want to go with, I think, ovals. Where are the ovals? Do we have winter color ovals? Oh, we have the green. Okay, if we put those there, and if we put blue, now those don't go very well. I'm just going to put you right here on top, just in case I want you back. Okay, let's see. I need one more color. Nope, that's not the same. But I don't know if I might have one right here. Let's see, are you the same? Yes, it is. No, yep, it is. Those two are the same. If you flip them over, you get that color there. Okay, there, but I need something down here for my bottom one. Hi, Maria. Let's see what I want. Here's my box of one-offs. I might have one of them, or I might have some of them, but they're different shapes. Ooh. What other color of those do we have? I don't want the purple. Nope, that doesn't go. Okay, we might just go with that brown there. All right. Do you guys see the brown, or is it in the comments? I'm going to bring them down here so you guys can see them better. Thank you. That's what we're going to use for beads. Okay, I'm going to set them up so that they're in the white order on each side. I know this is going to sound really odd because I don't use tray or, bead trays or anything, but I need to have them in the order that we're going to do it in, or else I will mess it up. Flip those two around that way. There we go. Okay. Now, it was asked that we make it not symmetrical with the space in between each one of these, which we'll do. I got to get my eye pins. They're over here. Hold on. That's what I wanted to talk about, was the eye pins. Now, you guys know I mark with a Sharpie where I want this to be at for my consistent circles. One of the things that's hard for me when I work with eye pins is trying to get very consistent with, that's a head pin, that doesn't work. With the eye part of the eye pin, that circle part here at the top, how do I get that consistent? Here's how. Take your round nose pliers, put it on your round nose pliers. I'm going to show both of you. See, right here is where it's at. Take your marker. I'm right-handed, so I have to move this to my left hand. Mark on the tool where those line up at. I only have my mark on half of it. Then I'll take this off, and I'm going to put that line on both pieces. So now I have a line where I need to do my circle part. One thing I want to tell you about an eye pin is that we know an eye pin does not have it wrapped around the base of the wire. Like where we're making that swirl around. We don't have that. So what you want to do when you're going to make these is put the bead on. There's the eye pin there. Grab your tool. Do not put and line it up when you're going to do that 90 degree away from you on that line. Do it as far to the tip as you can, because then that means there's going to be less room between the bead and your circle for the loop. So bring that down towards the end as much as you can. Bend it 90 degrees away from you. Remember, we always reposition our tool to be 45 degrees in there. At that point, that's when you move it down to your line. So if you guys see, I'm almost, I got to go that way a little bit. There we go. I'm lined up with my line, and I am 90 degrees within that. See, I'm at an angle there. That way, our loop is going to be the same, but we don't have as much space between the bead and where our loop begins at. Okay, we are going to bring that around the top, reposition, and then make our loop. We're going to grab our cutter, and we're going to cut off the end of our wire. I got to get in there. There we go. Well, remember, this is my blurry point of my vision. I need a grace there. So there we go. We got our loop made. We are going to put all of the eye pin loops on all of the beads. We're not going to cut our chain yet, or not even cut our chain. We're not going to open the chain to connect anything yet. We're going to put all of our loops on. And I'm going to give you those directions here again after I get this one done. There we go. Grab some eye pins out of the bag. Okay, we're going to take our eye pin, put our bead on. The bead is on. Take your pliers, do it towards the end. I'm going to show you what I mean by towards the end. We're right there. Our line is way over here. I'm not near my line. 90 degrees away from you. Open up your tool, bring it down the eye pin there, bring it down and put it 45 degrees in there. Grab your finger and just bring it around the top. It'll hit the bead. So then you just let go of the pressure and move that towards the top. And then we complete our circle. There we go. Grab our pliers and we are going to cut that off. There we go. There is our loop. So we got 3 of them done. We have 5 on each side plus the middle one. Whoops, towards the end. Towards the end, away from you, 90 degree or 45 degrees in that 90-degree angle on the line, bring it around. And then cut this off. There we go. Grab a head pin or eye pin at the end. And then we're going to bring it up 45 degrees in there. Bring it around. Lift up, bring it around, and then cut that off. You can use the one-step looper with head pins if you want on this step. I need to put some more of the black line on, so hold on. There we go. He was starting to come off. We're going to do this side. Cut it off. There we go. And if you truly don't want to be symmetrical, don't set a pattern. Do something different. You guys are in control of what you want to design. I'm just sharing a technique so that you guys can start generating ideas of how you would want to make a lariat necklace. There we go. So in the chat, how many of you are symmetrical and how many of you are non-symmetrical? It's usually a divided thing. Come on. There we go. He didn't want to cut. There we go. We need 3 more to go here. Ashley says she's very symmetrical. A lot of us are symmetrical. And I am in awe of people who can do asymmetrical. You guys amaze me because it's not in my wheelhouse naturally. As you could tell, I literally have the same beads and the same pattern on both sides. If you're truly 100% symmetrical, you would be able to not have to have the same pattern. It's very hard for me to get out of that mindset, and to see somebody who is that is asymmetrical, I just am wowed. There we go. So before the live, I was watching while I was working, and a tutorial on Dr. Pepper. And did you know, okay, I'm making sure here that this isn't going to come through the bottom because this hole is bigger on this bead than the other ones. He stops, but he's going to hide in there part way, and I don't know that I'm going to like that look. So I'm going to grab a silver bead just to put on the bottom. Yep, my brain can't handle it either, Ashley. It will drive me nuts. I can't wear things that are, you know, that would be asymmetrical for jewelry, because when I look at it, I just keep thinking something's wrong. Some of the pieces can be so beautiful, I just can't do it. All right, so I just grabbed a 3mm silver spacer bead to put on the bottom so that it will not go in. So we're going to have it like that on the bottom. We're going to do the top here. And then cut that off. There we go. All right, so we have, oops, he's going to go this way. We have our last one. Now, we need to make a plan about how are we going to make it asymmetrical? How much space are we going to put between each one? And I'm going to try to do it so that the whole thing has different spaces between each one of these, that it's not like the same as here, and then these two are the same. I'm going to try to do it so it's not the same ever between each one of the links. We're going to start at the top and work our way down to the middle, and then we're going to start at the top and work our way down to the middle, and then we'll put this one on the end last, okay? I do need my ruler though, because I need to measure so that I am going to have the two sides be the same, but what's in between is going to be different. So it is semi-symmetrical. I'm going to do 1 inch between this Gorgonia and this Gorgonia. Hey, maybe I can do them at the same time so I don't forget my links. Just open up your link of chain by going one of the pliers towards you and one away. Go ahead and grab one of the beads, put it on that chain, and then close it up. Holy buckets. I'm trying to find the sweet spot that isn't blurry for me. There we go, got it. Now I'm going to grab my green bead. I'm going to open up one of the ends of the links by pulling it up, putting our chain on, and then closing it up. Okay, got that one closed. And I'm going to double check on this side and make sure that one is closed. When I close it, I'm just putting that in between and smushing it down, make sure everything is there. All right. We're going to do another inch. So right there. Trying to feel where the chain is opening. It'll open up here. We're going to repeat that same step on the other side. There we go. Well, come on off. He's all mangled up, so we're going to not use that link. He is all mangled with my pliers. We're going to try this again. I'm just setting them aside for right now because I don't want to get frustrated. Okay. There it is. Got that on. We're going to close that up. We're going to grab our green bead. We're going to open that up. Add that on. There we go. There we go. Now we got 2 of those made. I'm going to go 1 1/4 now. It's right here. And we're going to go over to this side and add this one on. Close it up. Go grab this cat's eye bead. Open it up and put that one on. And then we're going to close that up. Maybe. I was thinking I was going to do 3/4, but we can try a 1/2 inch next. There we go. I'm going to make sure both of these are all closed up on it. There we go. That's why I set this one aside, is because he's going to be smaller, so I'll be able to use him on a smaller size. 1 1/4 right there. Okay, well. Okay. What's up, Buttercup? Were you trying to sneak in here?
No, I was going to see if you were done because it felt like an hour.
No, it has not been, honey. You could go help Opa.
I don't know where he is.
He's out in the shop. He's working on the car.
Nope.
All right, we got those done. Now we'll do a 1/2 inch. Let me see what length this one is now. He's like 1 inch, so we'll wait on him. Okay, 1/2 inch. That'll be right here. That's a whole whopping 3 pieces of the chain. Okay, come on. Over here. There. And then this one. Put that one on and close this one up. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Whoops, I forgot to do something. I got to make sure that one is done and that one's done. Okay. Now let's do our 3 links. This one is easy because it's only 3 links. Well, she went outside. All right. We're going to put that one on that side and close this up. grab this bead, open it up, and put that on there. I guess I didn't open that enough. Like, why isn't that going on? There we go. Now we're going to close that up. Where's the close at? There it is. Come on, don't go all the way around here. Just let's close up. There we go. There. I'm just talking to my beads and my chain. If people are commenting, sorry, I cannot see. There's like glitter all over my bead mat for some reason, and it's driving me like, yeesh. All right, we'll do 3/4 of an inch now. 3/4 of an inch is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 links. Whoop. Come back here, you. Let's open you up. We get that one. This one had 6 pieces on it. So we'll just get that one off. Put that on. Close this up. And attach it to the green one. We're going to open up the green end here. Well, that one didn't hold. I'm like, what the heck? This is why I'm like, I get sad about my LASIK. And it's because of the style of LASIK I got. It is very blurry for me today. Not all days are like that, and I don't get why. But today is a blurry day. There we go. It's almost, there we go, got it. Okay. Going to open up this end. I see he was not closed very well. That was our problem. We are going to put him back on and close him up again. There we go. There. That's why I do like the wraparound, is because with what I have, it's hard. I have not. There's 5. I honestly think I really think it's about how much wetness that I have on my eyes, if that makes sense, and why it gets blurry. And I'm like, I should probably just use eye drops, but I don't know. I just hate putting them in my eyes. There's no other way to say it than I just don't. Hi, Geraldine. There we go. Okay, now we're down to, we have our 2 parts of our necklace that go up this way. I don't know how else to say it than up this way. Whoops, he's off a little bit. See how there we go. So now I want to measure how long those are. And then we're still going to need a piece on the back side so that we can put our closure on. We have here, it is 6 3/4 inches. So that would be 13.5 inches. So we have to have at least 5 to 7 inches between the top and the bottom. So I am going to go with, what size do we want? And the reason why is this can be an 18 to a 20-inch necklace. You just don't want it to be so long that this part goes down into cleavage. We don't want that. We just want it to be above cleavage level. And everybody has different levels of themselves between their cleavage and their neck. So some people it has to be shorter, some it can be longer. All right. I think I'm going to do, I don't know why I want 2 inches. Maybe we'll do 1 3/4 inches. That's what we'll do, 1 3/4 inches on one side. Well, come on. Don't wrap yourself around. There we go. We have 1 3/4 inches. We're going to put that on. Hold on. They want to overlap each other, and I don't want them overlapping each other. There we go. They're right now. And then I'm going to grab, I got to move this out of the way so I can grab it. I'm going to grab the jump ring that I'm going to use and put it on the end of this chain. One side is attached to it, but one side is not. They are in this bowl someplace, because that's where I put them last night or yesterday. At least I thought that's where I put it. Where? Oh, they're right here. Got it. They fell out of the bowl. They were next to the bowl. Okay, there is our jump ring. It can be any type of jump ring, any type of circle, okay? Open up your last link on the one side. And add that jump ring to that link. And close it up. There we go. Now, for our other piece of chain, it's going to be a little bit longer. It's going to be the 1 3/4 inches plus however long you want this to dangle down. So I'm going to go with 2.5 inches. So we're going to go 2.5 inches, open that up. I just got to figure out where there it is. And put this on there. Now you take this chain, have it go through the circle, come out the bottom. Now open up that last link. Or you can open up one of the circles on here. Put that on and then close it up. And now, that didn't work. I didn't close it right. I am like having a struggle day with sight. Sorry. I should probably just go do my drops. It's not done right yet. Hold on. There we go. All right, now it's done. So this will move up and down as you see, but that is how you do that. Now we're going to measure this I want these to be in alignment here. Okay. We're going to line these up and we're going to measure it. Right now, we are at 8.5 inches. 8.5 times 2 is 17 inches. So we're just going to do a little bit of chain, like I want it to be a 20-inch necklace is where I want this to be. So we're at 17. So let's do 1.5 inches. Sorry, there's a lot of math with this one. Open up that chain and we're going to put it on one end of our necklace. There. We're going to do another 1.5 inches on the other side. There we go. It's open. We're going to add that on that side. Now we just have to add our closure. After I get this shut, if I can shut it. There we go. All right, to add in our closure, 2 6mm split rings and one, if I can, oops, that's my split ring bag. Here we go. And one of this lobster claw clasps. You can use whatever side you want. You can guesstimate. My other one was really, truly, I just sat here and then I did, the only time I did math was at the very end. I measured out, I think they are 1.5 inches a piece. So I just kept doing 1.5 inches on the ruler. I didn't make sure it was exactly the same number of links between the two, which is not like me. And then when I got to the part where I needed to figure out my last one, I just put it on just like I did. And I'm like, okay, I need this. So I only did math once. I open up a link and I put one of the lobster claw clasps, or not lobster claw clasps, one of the split rings on one end here. Get that, there we go. Now I'm going to take my split ring opener tool. I will take the end of the split ring where it's near where it's not doubled up. I use the little doodad that hangs down to open up the split ring so that I can take my lobster claw clasp, put it on, grab a pair of pliers, and then swivel it around. There we go. And then we will open up this last link and add that half of the closure. There we go. Put this together. Now we're going to take this one off and we're going to put this one on. And then I'll bring the cameras up so that we can see it. There we go. Hey everybody, I'm back. There we go. There it is. If you wanted this to be closer without so much chain in there, you don't have to do it as long. You could have it shorter than the 1.5 inches that we did. But that's how you do it. And it goes all the way to the back. So if you have someone that has short hair, you will be able to see all of those beads all the way around. If you're someone that has long hair and you're going to wear it, you don't have to go up. You can just do more chain. But that is, I'm going to put this up here. There we go. Nope. There we go. There he is. Fall colors too. We did jewel tones again. I didn't mean to do jewel tones. I just went with dark colors for fall. So there you have it. It's really not that difficult to be able to do those. Thank you. I just think they're a really neat necklace and they give you something different. Thank you for the heart me. So that is that one. We used, you guys are gonna laugh. I can't believe, I'm gonna say this again. I cannot believe we will have a live event with beads and there will be no glass beads in tonight's event. I'm serious. We will have no glass beads tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why is one of these looking taller than the other? Oh, that's because I have 5. I'm just like, I know. We have 8 pendants, but it's the cat ones. I'll show you one of them here. You guys would have seen this one when we did an unboxing. The cats. I'm just bringing all 8 of those tonight. And then we have, I'm going to show you. These I figured out. I don't know how you guys are going to see these because they're clear. Let me see if I do this. Can you guys see that star? Yep, you can. They are resin earrings that are like for the sensitive ears. They've got the post. They do not have the backs on them. So what I'm thinking is you can use those plastic clear ones and put those on the back. But we're going to have the star ones tonight. See, in the bag, you can't see it. So we're going to have to show it that way. This one is what I thought was really cool when I finally figured them out. You know, we were sitting there looking at these when we did the unboxing. These are posts. Has anybody ever used these? Because I was like, how do you use these? So once I figured out, when I looked up what the name of it is, I went in and I was like, okay, I got to know how to use these. Because it would drive me nuts to be like, well, why am I getting it? You use like the fire line. I'll show you what fire line's like. I'll get it out. So it's like that. That's fire line. Like AKA fishing line is what it's like. You take a needle and you tie it on here. And then you use the needle and you put beads on the needle and put them on there and you create a cluster earring. They can have dangles down. They can be all clustered in here. They can poke out of the circle, but you use the fire line in between all those circles to create an earring. They're cool. I was like, no way. That is so neat. Because I was thinking, well, you can glue something on it, but then, you know. But when I saw that as an idea, I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Sorry. And you guys, I would buy fire line in the bulk. This has 125 yards in it. I have fire line. You can get fire line in white or clear. And you can also get it in, see, I have another one in here that's clear. And you can get it in, where is it? I'm trying to find where the start of it is. Here. Nope. Why do I have this in here? This is beading wire in here. Holy bucket. Well, this has been in the wrong spot for like ages. Holy buckets. That's a little bendable and he's not going to be it. I thought it was in here. Where is it? Yep, here it is. You can get it in smoky color too. That's not the color of the spool, everybody. That is the color of the fire line. You can get smoke and you can get clear. Where is my cutters? Right there. Look at this, guys. It's been like this for probably like 4 or 5 years. So that means that these will never get unraveled. And so he's no good. Makes me sad, but it is what it is. Does anybody remember these Tupperware containers that everybody used at rummage sales? for the money at a rummage sale. I bought one just so I could put some stuff in it for beading. They're never used for a rummage sale. Bought specifically for this. Very great organization. Okay, Ashley has it in black. Yep. I'm not the only one that has it. I love it. So yeah, so tonight we'll have those. We will have, we are going to do the bells. Remember we had the bells? Can you hear that in there? Those, yes. My mom had the like harvest yellow, I will call it, for her containers for her flour and sugar and stuff. But we're going to have the 16 millimeter size bells. We will have 2 naturals. One is that green aventurine where I only have 2 strands. But you guys remember that quartz? The natural quartz, clear quartz? We're going to have that tonight. And then we have 1 polymer clay and 2 new Gorgonia colors. Sorry, I got the hiccups. So your mom had the same thing. So we're of that age, everybody. So that's what we're going to do tonight. So, yep. So we have 50 strands of that one. So that's what we have for tonight. I figured we have a lot of different strands. I'm not going to bring a ton and just fill. I just want you guys to be able to be like, okay, I can use that. I want to do that. Oh, yep. That's what I want. That type of thing. And then tomorrow, that will be 7 p.m. tonight. And then tomorrow at 10 a.m., we have the surprise event. I will tell you, surprise event has what Patty really wanted. We've got that. But then you know what? Buttercup was in here helping me label stuff today. And she saw what Patty likes. And she's like, can I have one? So yeah, so Buttercup got one of those. Because now she wants the bling stuff. So she's got that. We will have... and then the the red bleeding heart or melting heart, we're gonna have that. And the Halloween theme, I don't know what else to call it. Then the Halloween themed pendants, we'll have those tomorrow. And I don't know what else we're gonna have. Just to let you know, I am still getting tomorrow's ready. So I've got things pulled, but I don't remember what I pulled. So that's what we've got going on. So I will say, I will let the cat out of the bag. You won't know all of the items. We're going to keep some of them a surprise. But all of the items for tomorrow are going to be things out of the boxes. That I will tell you. There won't be anything else that we've gotten at any other time. It's 100%. You would have seen it on one of the unboxings that we have done. We've done 10 of them so far. So we have lots to choose from. And you have to remember, we started this a few weeks ago, so you might not remember them all. But we will be using items that came out of the pallets 100% for tomorrow. And I don't know how many items there will be tomorrow, just to let you know. I'm just going to keep going for a little bit. But that's what we've got for today and tomorrow. I hope you guys liked the Lariat necklace that we did today. Yes, it is a little bit tedious on math, but at the end of the day, you could make them all the same size and not have it be a huge thing with math. And what I mean by that, I've got both of them here on here. Instead of doing the, here we did different numbers. If you kept them all the same, these are 1.5 inches in between all of them, even back here. They're all 1.5 inches, and I used 8 beads, and then the 9th bead is the dangle down. So that you can do, Geraldine. 1.5 inches between it. Use 4 beads on there, and then that one has to be a little bit longer because of the dangle. So you can do that one 2.5 inches, and you're done. You got a necklace, and it works because that's 3, 6, 7.5. It's more than that because you have the beads too. So that one is an 18-inch. What beads did I use? The Gorgonias for this one. This one is all Gorgonias. We've got the ovals and the 8mm. See you later. And then on this one, I used 8mm, 10mm, and then this oval that is a 10mm long. So, and I did those. You could use bigger beads to make it more of an impact. I didn't want it to be over the top wow factor. I just did something that was very simple for both of them. So, yep, that's what we did with the Gorgonias. They were 8mm and then the ovals. All right, everybody, I'm going to hop off. I have to run to the store because after our live tomorrow, we do have a hard stop tomorrow. I will tell you, we have to stop before noon. I need to take Buttercup to a birthday party, but we have to go get the birthday bag right now. So I need to hop off and take her to go get that. So that is what I will be doing here for a little bit, and we will be back at 7 p.m. Central here on TikTok only tonight. Sorry, YouTube. But everybody have a good afternoon. We'll see y'all a little later. Bye.